Hi everyone. Okay, we are in the budgeting portion of this video. So go ahead, grab your coffee, your nice cozy blanket. I'm in my favorite place in the house. This is my egg chair and I just absolutely love it. But we are going to dive in, so make sure you take some notes. If this is your first time budgeting, or if you've been budgeting for a while and you're just trying to learn something new, let's go ahead and tackle my budget. So the first thing I do with any budget, I don't care if it's monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, you need to figure out your income. So I'm going to zoom in to my income portion of my spreadsheet. I have an entire spreadsheet for every single week, and then I also have my monthly stuff, but we'll break it up by piece, okay? I got y'all. So the first column we are going to talk about is the source column. So when determining your income, you need to figure out where your money is coming from. Is it coming from here? Is it coming from there? Is it coming from your full-time job? Is it coming from your side hustle? Do you have 2 jobs? Do you have 3 jobs? Like, you need to know where your money is coming from. So for example, me and my fiance combine our finances. We are getting married soon and we just want to start practicing that. We live together and we share everything. So we combine our finances. So this is me and my fiance's finances combined. Okay, so I just want to preface that. So we know where all our money's coming from. He works 2 jobs and I work 2 jobs, and I also have side hustle income sometimes. So it gets chaotic. Like, sometimes he gets paid weekly from one job and then it's bi-weekly on the other job. I get paid bi-weekly and then monthly from one of my jobs. So having a kind of piece of my spreadsheet where I can just see all my income easily and it's not lost in my bank statement is very helpful. So number 1, determine where your income source is coming from. And for me, we have, you can see we have T, HD. So T is one company, HD is another company, AC is another company. School is, I work on campus at my college, so I just put school. And so 4 places right there we get paid from differently. So having that kind of separated out. And then you're going to notice that each of those things are different colors. And just to start off, the month of November has 5 weeks in it. So whatever week the check falls on, that's what color it's in. And I'll go into that a little bit deeper when we talk about bills and then we talk about my weekly stuffing. But just know it coordinates. It plays a role. It's not just for aesthetics. I do it in a way that it has color coordination so it looks nice and it's fall themed. I also did one for October, so that one was pretty cute, but that's literally just aesthetics. We'll just get into the content. The next column is payday, honey. What day do you get paid? So I have listed out every single day that we will get paid from our jobs. So starting with October 26th, because October 26th is going to cover the first week of November's expenses. You never want to have it to where you have expenses due on the 1st and you get paid on the 3rd and you wait till the 3rd to pay the 1st. That's just not how I do it. I make sure that I have the money beforehand to cover that next week's expenses. So October 26th is the first income I count for November just because it covers that first week. And so on. So you see, I think it's, I don't know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 times we will be getting paid. And so knowing when your payday is going to help you a lot when we talk about bills, expenses, and also our weekly cash stuffing. So make sure you determine when your bills come out because this is very, very important. In terms of budgeting, you don't want to know when somebody's taking your money. That's like somebody goes into your purse, steals $50, and you don't know when or why they did it. Like, what? So make sure you know when your payday is. Next, we have the estimated column. So estimated basically just means what's your estimated amount. If you are not a salaried employee, meaning you do not get like specific amounts every single month, it will never change. You need this column because you don't know how much you're going to make. And so what I do is I underestimate the pay. So I will go ahead and basically put, like I put in the first slot. Let's just talk about this line. I put company T is going to pay me on October 26th, $715. Now, granted, I've never been paid $715 from Company T. It's usually $50 to $75, or I don't know. It depends how much more it is. But $715 is the absolute lowest I have ever seen Company T pay me. And that's what you want to put in the estimated column. You always want to underestimate what they're going to pay you. Because you get things like holiday pay, Thanksgiving, you know, all these Veterans Day, all these things coming up in this month, but you don't want to account for that in your budget because you don't know what day you're going to like take a day off, or you're not going to be able to pay. So go ahead and underestimate always. It saves you in the long run, trust me. So estimated is this column. And then at the bottom, I do have this nice little touch. Let me scroll for you guys. So this right here is total income. So I like to put what the total income is for the month. And so if I'm ever looking back for tax records, or just looking out of curiosity, like, ooh, what month did we make the most? Or how much did we spend? Or whatever, like whatever the case is, you always have that on record. And my Excel sheet does this for me. If you guys want a tool like this, or want like this in a digital download so you can input all your numbers, it is amazing. Like, I don't even have to use a calculator. I just input the amount. Like, look, I can make this 600 and it will change it for me at the bottom. So the current number is 7,145. Now it is 7,030. So it automatically will change it depending on what you're doing. And that's just learning about Excel and being able to do stuff like that. But I'm going to put it back so I don't mess with anything. Okay, so now that we have our estimated amount, let's go ahead and move on into the actual column. So what I use the actual column for and why it is blank, I'm budgeting for the month of November. So I haven't yet received any pay for November. But when I do, so let's say my first check comes out on October 26th. On October 25th or 24th, whenever the company sends out my pay stub, I will go ahead and put the actual amount that hit my bank account, or the actual amount on the pay stub in this slot. So let's say that Company T paid me $800 instead of $715. Awesome, beautiful, amazing. Over this actual column will help me determine how much money I've actually made. And then next to the total income, you'll see like your actual total income, if that makes sense. So yeah, it'll say 800 over here, but yeah, whatever. So let's go ahead and cross that out. So that's just the actual amount of money that you made. And this is really important just for your own research purposes, to make sure that your company's paying you correctly, to make sure that you're getting everything you need out of your job. So let's go ahead and move on to the last column of income, and it is plus or minus. So after you've received your actual income, let's just say you made $30 more than the estimated amount, you would just put plus 30 here. And for me personally, I choose to put that into a buffer in my checking account, but you can use it for debt payoff. You can use it for extra sinking funds. You can use that money however you'd like. You can calculate it as normal income if you like. I just personally feel like underestimating and doing something else with it is like a passive way of saving. So it's just interesting to see like the differences in money that you make. Figured out our income for the entire month of November. Now we're going to move on to bills and expenses. Okay, so this is, let me make it a little bigger. Okay, so this is the bills portion of my budget. So step number 2, you need to figure out what are your bills for the entire month. Doesn't matter if you are monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, you need to know what bills you have and when they're due. So first thing I usually start off with is just listing my bills in the order that they come out of my account. So yeah, bills, I list everything I have. As you can see, I have rent, phone, trash, water, etc. You see it all there. Then you see the price of the bill. You need to go through your accounts with your water company, with whatever, or go to your past bank statements and see what you've been paying for these bills. And if you don't have an exact number, get an average. I like to over budget for my bills sometimes because they fluctuate. Some bills fluctuate, some don't. You can decide how you want to do that. I just personally overestimate my bills so that I'm never underestimating them and then owing, if that makes sense. So here are the price of my bills. That's the second column I like to do. The third one is the due date. So I have 4 bills due on the 1st. I have one on the 10th, 12th, 14th, kind of all throughout the month. Somebody's taking my cash, okay? But that's okay because we have an organized fashion for all of it. And then the fourth column I have, is it paid or not? Has the bill been paid? So throughout the month, every week, I'll go through and check my bank just to make sure, okay, it was paid, check. Oh, it was this, check. Like, I just like to go through the entire thing and just to make sure everything was paid. It's just kind of for a peace of mind little aspect. And then also for my own record, just to make sure, oh, this month everything was paid. Fifth column, we have, is it auto pay, yes or no? So some people love auto pay, some people hate auto pay, but I think whichever one you like or don't like, you need to know what is going on. So I've included it in my budget spreadsheet just because it helps me a ton. So for rent, that is the only bill I do not auto pay. I want to be the person paying the rent. I want to make sure I won't be put out. It's just how I roll, and that's just me. Everything else can be auto paid. I don't care, but rent is the one thing that's not auto pay. So you'll see that reflected in my budget. The sixth column is plan or notes. So I've added this column because I am a critic of my own budget. I often go through and I'm like, oh, you don't need that, or oh, I want to get a better deal here. And I never had a place to like annotate that. And so having a plan/note section allows you to mark things that maybe you want to cancel in the future. Maybe you hope to switch or kind of shop around. Notating if bills are quarterly, because you do want to include those quarterly, yearly, yearly bills in your budget. But you just want to make sure you notate that they're not going to be due. So I have one of those bills. It is PlayStation Plus. It's actually for my fiance and it's not due this month. So that's good to notate in my budget. So I know, okay, I'm not going to be playing PlayStation $25 this month. And if I see PlayStation charge me, I'm going to contact them because I have that notated in my budget and I know when it's due. So you want to make sure, like for example, my gym membership, it's too far away from my house. It's just certain things about it that I want to cancel it, but I haven't got around to it. But that's $25 I'm losing monthly because I haven't been able to cancel. So I notated that in my November budget because it's something I want to focus on for the month. And it also helps me keep me on track in terms of my goals and just financial clarity. And then my AT&T bill is so high. I hate AT&T and I cannot wait to switch. But I'm just waiting for the right time and opportunity. But yeah, I have that notated as well. So this plan and note section can have you, can just have like a very clear sense of mind around it. And I feel like it will help so many people just in terms of getting out those thoughts that otherwise there's no place to put in like a spreadsheet budget. Okay, so that's that. And then row number G, or the 7th row, is going to be what week it is due. So now here is when the color coordination and all the cute comes in play. Okay, so week number 1 is color coordinated with this orange color. You guys seen that with the income. I will scroll over. So this first row, number 1 row, is coordinated with the number 1 row in my bills. That means that the income from orange row, the bills from orange row are going to be that weekly budget. So let's go ahead and move down to my weekly budget portion of my budget. So let me zoom in. Okay. So this is week number 1. So like I said, October 26th to November 2nd is what I'm going to be budgeting for week 1. This is all I care about. I only care about the income I get in week 1 and the bills that come out in week 1. Now, one thing I did not mention is that I cash stuff my rent. I do the cash stuffing method. If you're not familiar, please visit my channel. I am an avid advocator for the cash stuffing method. I love it. I just started it and it's amazing. So I cash stuff my rent just because it keeps me on track and keeps that money out of my account. And so it's not included in my bills because I include it in my cash stuffing amounts for the month. So that's the only thing that's going to look different in terms of bills. But as you can see down below, I hope you guys can see this. It says $155 at the bottom, B6 plus B7. And that's bill, you know, in the bill section, bill number 6 and bill number 7, or bill row 6, bill row 7. And so that equals $155. And I just want to show you guys this. So that would have been AT&T phone, which is due in the 1st, and the trash bill. So that's $155. Remember, PlayStation Plus is not due this month, so I don't have to worry about it. And then rent, I also cashed up, so I don't have to worry about it. So just these two items are going to be the bills for week 1. So I have my income, $715. I have my bills, $155. And now I have my remaining balance. So that remaining balance is what I have left to cash stuff, put in different categories, save, invest, and do the rest of the fun stuff with. $560 for the first week of November. However, one thing I do like to do, go through and make sure that I am saving money from every single paycheck. So I used to save $75 because it's all I could afford. I was doing minimum payments with debt. But now that I am debt free, no more credit cards, I am going to be saving a lot more. So I'm going to start off with $90 just because this is a smaller amount to cash stuff for me. So $90 in my auto saving. Some other things are mandatory that I input or they do not change. Gasoline is one of those things, and that gets $60 a week. What's another one? And rent. So every other week I do 75, 1,150, 75, 1,150. That's how I do my split between the month. So this week is going to get $75. And I just started... I just got debt free, so I'm starting investments. I don't really have like a goal. I'm not really sure. I need to talk to my fiance. I usually like do the budget and then I talk to him about it. And if he has any ideas, we go over that together. But I'm just going to say $25 because I'm not sure what percentage yet. But I feel like that's a good place to start. We've never done investments before, so it's a starting point. So after those mandatory things are set in stone, we have $310 to work with. Now in my budget, I have this rollover amount section, and this automatically will zero down my budget. So for example, you're going to see if I put $310 in car down payment, which is, this is just an example, it will zero down the rollover amount automatically for me. So I don't need a calculator. I don't need all these other things. I can just go through my Excel sheet, input my numbers, and it will zero out for me. So let's go ahead and just draw up. So let's go ahead and go through my sinking funds and determine what is a need for the first week of November, what are things I deem as a priority, etc., and how I choose my sinking fund. So this is step 3 in assigning every dollar a job. So I've been giving me and my fiance about $10 a week, and we've been doing great on that. We haven't really needed more, so I'm going to go ahead and give us both $10 a week. So that's me and that's him. What's next? We usually go groceries for the second week, so I'm just gonna put $10 because I don't foresee we'll need anything, but just in case. Household, we usually run out of a lot of household items, so I'm gonna say 15 because 15 can get us like tissue or paper towels or something if that's what we run out of. I have two pets, so I have Sage and Cairo. They are my dogs, they're my babies. And their food is expensive because they have sensitive stomachs. But I usually get it every 2.5 weeks, so I'm going to split it up into two. So we'll call it 45, maybe 40. I feel like I could get away with 40. But let's check how much we have left. So we have 265 left so far. We don't really need eating out money, but I'll put 5 in there. And then miscellaneous, I always like to put either 5 or 10, just depending on kind of what's going on. But 5 usually we can get by. All right, so that is my wallet. So these lines, as you can see, there's like 2 lines separating the category. That separates my envelopes. So Oscar is the last envelope in my wallet, and then rent is the first envelope in my binder, in my short-term binder. So I have everything in order so that when I cash stuff, I can just literally read off of my Excel sheet. It's just a dream. Like, it's just so easy. Like, I don't know. Once you have the system and you've just been using it, like, I use this tool religiously. Like, the Excel sheet is my bestie. Okay, so beauty, I have a tracker for this and I'm trying to complete it. So I'm going to be putting $20 in here just to speed up that process. This groceries and household are just extra money that I'm going to throw in from my wallet. So I will never put extra money in there unless it's a magic month, which November is. Okay, so that's beside the point, but I have it in my spreadsheet just in case. Sage and Cairo for their grooming and other needs. They don't really need, oh my god, it's my dog's birthday. So this is another thing for budgeting. You want to think about any events you have coming up, any things you have coming up for the month, like is it somebody's birthday, because that will help determine your sinking funds. But you need to plan accordingly because I have 5 of these categories, so I have time to kind of work out with it. So Sage and Cairo, I'm gonna say it's Sage's birthday. She's turning 3. I can't believe we had her for 3 years. So we're just gonna add $15. And personal hygiene usually gets 10 or 15. I like to add 5 to these occasionally. 5 and a 5. I usually don't work with ones at all in my budget, but yeah. Okay, so let's check. We have $150 left for my long-term sinking funds. So let's go ahead and put $15 in car tags, 20 in travel. I love stuff in travel. It's like, it's up there in priority for me. Birthday, my birthday is not really going down right now. Vehicle maintenance, I want to put 20. Anniversary, let's put 5. Emergency, let's put 15. Insurance deductible, 10. Membership renewals, I'm actually going to put 15 as well. First home and engagement, Christmas can get 20 since it's coming up. It's November, like, hello. Medical, let's do 5. I usually like to give these the same. So a 10 and a 10. And then, let's see, family. We have medical. That's going to drive me insane. It doesn't have a $sign. I'm so annoying. Okay. Why won't it let me put a $sign? Bye. Anyways. Okay. So $20. And how much do we have left? $5. What is the lucky? What's the lucky sinking fund? Clothing. Ah, ah. Yeah, not gonna get me far, but actually we're gonna add 10 to long day. And what I've used this side column for in the past is just like my goal. So if I have a goal for a sinking fund, for example, my car tags, I'm registering 2 cars in California, so it's gonna run me about $750 on the light side of that. So I would put like $750 here, and I would put like in or by May and July. I'm just gonna put / July. So this is something you could use this column for, just to keep you on track. However, I don't use this anymore for that. I just did keep the space because I'm like, maybe eventually I'll have like a use for it, so I didn't want to get rid of the column entirely. But yeah, this is basically how I determine my cash stuffing denominations. And then I have my savings amount, and I have a savings challenge going on right now. So I like to determine my savings challenge box number, so I know when I'm doing my cash stuffing, okay, I'm coloring box 86 today. Just keeps me on track in terms of filming and my videos and stuff like that. If I was paying off debt, I would also put an additional debt repayment. And how I would do that is extra debt plus, like this would be the minimum payment. And then in my sinking funds, I have an extra debt payment. So that would be just extra money going towards the debt. However, since we are done with that, I am not worried about that. So that is for the first week of November, and how I cash stuff, and well, how I budget for the month. I also track my sinking funds in a separate place. So if you want to see that video, I hope to be filming that very soon. But I hope this made sense. And if you guys would want this in a digital download or in a tool that you guys could use in your own budgets, I would love to offer that to you guys. But just make sure you put it in the comment section so that I know you guys actually want it, love, and care for it. But yeah, that's just what I use, and that's just how I kind of do it. So for the rest of November, I will make videos week by week, going through each week and budgeting with you guys, and then I'll show you a cash stuffing. So stay tuned for all the fun. I hope you guys really enjoyed and gained something from this. I just wanted to show you the numbers kind of. So the first week, the remaining amount was $560. The next week, it was $17.99. The next week, it was $387. So it kind of just depends week to week. And then also what will fluctuate those numbers in the slightest bit is the actual amount that hits your bank account. So once that happens, you want to make sure that you go in and tweak the numbers if needed. But if you're above and ahead of the game, that should not even be a question. So thank you guys so much for watching my budgeting video, kind of how I budget. I hope this is informative to you guys, or you guys can use this in some way. This is just how I budget. I used to do it on pen and paper, and I would just always lose my paper, or I would never remember the bill amount. I would never remember like if I paid it or not. Like all the things I have in here are things that I would lose on a piece of paper. And so I just love having it like this. It's easy for me to follow, and it works well with how I do YouTube and just everything. And it helps. It's like a tool. It really does. Like it populates all the numbers for me and everything. So if you would want to see me build this from scratch, like literally bare bones, putting in all the colors, looking at the calendar, looking at like everything, I will do that. I will start completely over and input every number if you guys need me to kind of show you how the digital planner or digital budget works. But I just wanted to go through an overview of steps to budget, how I budget and determine everything. The sinking funds thing is kind of new to me, and the cash stuffing. I know some people have like a certain amount every month that they're going to put toward a sinking fund. And currently right now I am determining that. I think I'm in the middle of trying to figure out like what's going on with my sinking funds and just where I want to be. And so eventually I will be divvying that up and there will be preset amounts. But as of right now, y'all, I'm just doing what feels right, doing what feels best. And at the end of the day, taking financial responsibility and doing the initiative. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. Oh my God, I feel like I was chit-chatting, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I cannot wait to see you in my next cash stuffing video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Love, love, love. Love you guys. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You are on the right track. If you're watching this video, that means you care.